Every raise is a story of a problem seeking to be solved. And this is a story about a DEX called Clipper. It's from an outfit called Shipyard. Notice the nautical theme there. The idea here is that this is going to be a DEX for the common man. You know, a lot of DEXs out there, they serve crypto whales, folks who are moving around millions and billions of dollars with wants and regard for fees, and they can do it in a decentralized fashion on decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap or other outlets such as that. This here is something that's aimed squarely at the small fry. And I think this one stands out to me because it comes on the heels of the news about Bullish, which is also has a decentralized exchange aspect to it, but very much catering towards the institutional set. So I think we're starting to see sort of two competing visions for what the future of decentralized exchanges could look like in a much more crypto native future. Will, I saw your hand up. I'm just going to throw this to you for your initial take, and then I definitely want to ask David about some of the reporting that he's done on Bullish after that. But Will, take it away.
I have a question right back for you. So can you explain what do they mean by a DEX for the common man? Uniswap is as simple as you can get.
That's true. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to use various technical solutions to minimize fees as much as possible, right? So they're routing things to provide the lowest fees for smaller trades, for trades under, I think 10,000 was the threshold mentioned in the piece. So there are various technical solutions that other projects in the space are also pursuing that do similar things such as this. So that's the idea behind this. You know, they have a limited pool of liquidity that was seeded by their backers. They can't really support big institutional size trades, but they can support small trades, hopefully with a favorable fee structure. So that's the thesis, at least, Will.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'd love to hear David's thoughts on this because like Uniswap, I think has like 3 million contracts or addresses have now interacted with it. So not necessarily 3 million people, but at least addresses, which is like by far the most for any DeFi application out there. It's like huge growth numbers past anything else. And it's so simple. So I'm just curious to see how anyone plans getting around that moat. But David, your thoughts?
I mean, it's sort of like, it's the interesting thing, right? We asked this question, do we need more centralized exchanges? Do we need more decentralized exchanges? And investors and entrepreneurs at least see room in this market to innovate. And I think that's what we're seeing. I do want to throw this to David because I think it is interesting to juxtapose this idea versus the idea put forth by Bullish on the more institutional bent. So David, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I would actually throw out another question myself, which is, I don't know if this DEX Clipper is operational yet, or if we've read anything about their plans for the front end, because that's always my question with DEXs, is how are people going to interact with it? What's the gateway? What's the on-ramp? If it's a DEX for the people, it has to be easy to use. So, I mean, as much as the liquidity thing and the trading caps and those things are interesting, I think a lot of that onboarding is key too. But to move on to Bullish as the juxtaposition, so for people who saw it, I'm going to try not to speak too freely here, but Bullish is this non-existent exchange that is apparently worth $9 billion. It was announced yesterday that they were going to try and SPAC this thing, a special purpose acquisition company, a reverse merger using an already listed company. Backers include Peter Thiel and I believe Novogratz. But most of the money seems to be coming from Block One, which is the company behind EOS, although they will desperately deny that if you accuse them of being responsible. And the contrast is that they've now got, I believe, $6 billion worth of liquidity, including a lot of Bitcoin that EOS got from their illegal ICO. So, take that for what it's worth. But it's just another centralized exchange. I mean, they've done some signaling that we're going to write receipts to the EOS blockchain, which, as I wrote about yesterday, seems a little bit like a pump for EOS more than any benefit to the actual users of the exchange. But the real question is, we have CoinDesk, we have Kraken, we have Gemini. I mean, rattle off more names. There are other big centralized exchanges in the US, and not all of them are doing well, even that have been around for years. So, as far as an investment in an exchange, this one looks kind of questionable. And I really, in general, am a big fan of projects that start out small and that prove that they have an actual place in the marketplace before they ask for $9 billion. Naomi, I saw something, but I think we might be done. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just want to ask, what
Go for it.
chain is this new DEX on?
I think it's on Ethereum, but they route things through like 1inch, which is also on Binance Smart
So
Chain,
it's just
and a bunch
another
of other networks.
Ethereum walled garden DEX. Like, I mean, Uniswap, I agree with Will. Like they kind of have that market. We've already got so many knockoffs of that. I don't see, like, if this were more competition for cross-chain DEXs, that would be more interesting to me than something that's just another Ethereum asset, exchange with Ethereum asset. I definitely think we need to move away from that as a crypto space, given that there are so many projects that are moving away from Ethereum itself now. You know, I think cross-chain is definitely going to be the future.